Let's see. Okay. So, I apologize. It's been a long minute. I do have an excuse. A friend of mine introduced me to Minecraft, which I then played some. I had never played Minecraft before, and yes, I know it's about 11 years old to the game. I'm right there with my finger on the pulse of what's good. But yeah, no, Minecraft's a good time. We're very much enjoying it. And, but I did neglect my Kingdom Hearts improvements, so I do apologize. We shall continue. But yeah, welcome back. We're going to be doing some cutscenes this time. And just going through the cutscenes of the parts that we've done more recently, which should be day 149 to 171. Just fix one thing here. There we go. Alright, so now it should be coming up. Okay. So we're gonna start with 149 because it's been a minute, so we can refresh ourselves. So there we go.
Hey, Roxas.
Axel, you're back.
Yep, I just got home. So, are you holding up?
Yeah.
Where's Xion?
She's not here yet. She's usually here by now. This isn't like her.
How could he? I'm not a sham.
Alright, so that was, yeah, obviously it's not told to us directly, but putting two and two together, we can see that that's Riku, looking a little older already, wearing his mask that we see him in Kingdom Hearts 2. Not so much a mask, so much as a eye cover. And Mickey told us that his eyes could not lie, and that's why he was going around with that. I think we all know it's a phase of Riku feeling the need deep in his heart to wear the eye mask. We've all been there. It's an option on Hero Forge for your D&D characters. It's a good time in the Dark Crystal series. Deet was trying to get used to the surface world. It's just a good look. It looks good, right? But I think in this, Riku has information that we're not yet privy to, that would perhaps be betrayed in his expression. And I think that's what Mickey is trying to get at with his eyes couldn't lie. Because he's... So he came and he fought Xion. We don't know why yet, save for the fact that Xion is part of the organization, which could be enough, but I think we can guess that it might be more. And we know that Riku is working towards restoring Sora. The other thing we know is that Riku will eventually come to look like Ansem, so we're before that point. We do know that he does that in a fight with Roxas, so we got that as a flashback in Kingdom Hearts 2, and that hasn't happened yet story-wise where we are now. So we're looking at a Riku that's much earlier on than what we've recently seen him as in Kingdom Hearts 2, but still somewhere down the road of where we last saw him in Chain of Memories as clearly a younger person. He's taller, his hair's growing out, and he's man on a mission, so we'll learn more about that as we go on. But just want to talk a little bit about that. I got this one. So I'm just going to point out as well, when Riku is fighting Xion, he sees Xion with the hood up look as opposed to how Roxas and Axel see her. There's a point to me bringing that up, but I don't want to talk too much about it before it comes into play plot-wise. I just want to take, note of it when it's happening, so you can kind of get that it's important who does and does not get a clear look at Xion, or see Xion that way.
Just give me another chance.
We can't afford to take any more chances on you. You were a mistake we never should have made.
Xion?
So again, we have Saïx. Oh no, we learned how to really pronounce his name last time. Am I mispronouncing it now, or is it Saïx? I think it's Saïx. We do pronounce the I believe. Hopefully, something. Say it again. But, so, Saïx sees Xion put up, Roxas sees Xion put out. And then Xion's words, not Xion's, I'm sorry, Saïx's words there, you're a mistake we should never have made, is hinting at something as well, that we haven't yet fully explained. So, like, Saïx, we've seen Saïx and Axel in the scene together, that we know that they have history together. We do get to see more of that history in later games that, in the way of Kingdom Hearts take place earlier. And I guess it's not so much a spoiler that the resolution to whatever's going on between Saïx and Axel, friend-wise or something otherwise, we have not yet seen enough to get the full story there, and I'm hopeful that we'll get more of that in the future, whether it be told in backstories or something else.
Huh. Where's Xion?
Haven't seen her today.
Oh well.
Axel. Is there anything you couldn't bear to lose?
Anything I couldn't bear to lose? What's that about?
Well, I met someone today who had something like that. This thing was so important to him he couldn't bear to lose it. And Zaldan said that was his weakness. Why don't I have anything like that?
It's because you don't have a heart.
I guess. But Demyx doesn't have a heart, and I bet he'd get upset if you took his sitar away.
Huh. I think you have a point there. So you don't need a heart to have something that you can't bear to lose, then. If that's true, then I guess the closest thing that we nobodies have would be memories of our past. It's the memories that create the things that we don't want to lose.
Memories of the past. I don't remember my past.
Even though you might not remember the past, I'm sure you have things you don't want to lose.
Like what?
You've got memories since you joined us, right?
I don't know. I do. Don't I? I couldn't bear to lose my memories of you or Shion.
So then you really do have something that you can't bear to lose, right? Every one of us. Including us nobodies. We all have something that we want to hang on to.
It's scary.
You can't be scared without a heart.
If my friends... If you or Shion were to disappear... It's... scary to think of what it would be like without you guys.
Scared is not an emotion that can exist inside us.
Well... I am scared right now for sure.
Maybe it's just that you remember what it's like to be scared, you know? Somewhere deep inside your memories.
So Axel goes on a bit here about, nobody's not being able to feel because they don't have a heart. But I think we've seen enough evidence that we can safely say by now that they seem to be able to regrow what we would consider a heart by having experiences and finding ways to care about things to make it so that the bonds are created, essentially. So, obviously, Roxas, Shion, and Axel would all mind if someone took them away from each other. We've seen Sax act with a level of jealousy. We've definitely seen Shion, and I would say Roxas too, afraid, as well as curious and many other emotions. The person that we're talking about here that had something they couldn't bear to lose was Beast, and Saladin thought it was the rose, but of course it was Belle. And again, that's, Beast, had kind of had the castle on lockdown, with everyone kind of tucked away as best he could to protect his servants and Belle from the Heartless that he was fighting constantly, and in the meantime running out of time for the rose, making the time to create even closer bonds with Belle while his castle was being under siege. Which Saladin took as a weakness, but Saladin is a man of strange conclusions, I'll say. And, something else, let me see. Oh, and yes, of course, Demyx seems to have a level of fear to him. We've seen Demyx definitely not want to risk his own skin on things, and he definitely does seem to like his sitar. Zenmis, at the end of Kingdom Hearts, waxes Kingdom Hearts 2, waxes poetic a lot about hearts and feelings and such, and the characters that, on the hero side of the fence, say to him, hey, you're not supposed to have a heart, you don't actually feel those things. And Zenmis agrees, But I would wager that Zemus is not taking the time to build the same bonds necessarily that the characters that we are having a deeper experience with are. Not only that, in theory, not everybody in this group is super scientists, right? Like, and not one of the necessarily the 6 apprentices that originally started working on all this heart stuff together. So their information on what a nobody is and what its limitations might be are, in theory, coming from Zemus and them. And there might be, a reason why Zemus is explaining it this way to them. Part of their driving ambition of working together as the organization is to restore Kingdom Hearts with this promise that they will get a heart from doing this, not realizing that they're regrowing their own heart as they go, if they're creating these bonds. So Zemus might just be also controlling that information or having his own misunderstanding of it. There's definitely cards that Zemus himself is not holding. So he may either misunderstand it or he's telling them that as a willful way to gain some control over them. Whichever it is, I couldn't say, but it's something that I like to ponder because, if somebody told you don't have a heart, any feeling that you're feeling is something you're imagining, how would you treat the feelings that you're feeling? How would you deal with that? How would you protect or ignore the bonds you're creating? What value would you put on anything in your life if you could not trust the emotional attachment you had to it? It's just, the organization is held together in very loose ways in some ways, and tighter ways in others, and we don't have the whole story yet of how they initially put together, why, and all that, and what the true motivation, if you want to call it, of all the members is. So it's just something to ponder. Coincidentally, Roxas and Xion were given the same post. Xion failed in her mission to dispose of an imposter and became discouraged after being reprimanded by Sayax. Xion put up a strong front for Roxas, who was at a loss for words. Roxas then suggested going on missions together to cheer her up.
I wonder where Axel is. Guess we got the work done a little too fast, huh?
Your face. Who are you really? And why do you have a Keyblade?
Tell me first, why you are dressed as one of us.
To make sure my best friend sleeps in peace. I don't know who you're supposed to be, but you can't fight fire with sparks. This Keyblade, it's a sham. Worthless.
My Keyblade is not a sham. What gives you the right to say that?
find a new crowd. Trust me, those guys are bad news.
Why? You're the real sham.
Fair enough. You could say I am the biggest nobody of them all.
Xion? Something wrong?
Sorry. My mind's on other things. Roxas, do you ever think about why we're doing all of this?
What do you mean, why? So we can get hearts of our own, right?
But what do we need hearts for?
I don't know. But I think once we have hearts, we probably won't have to think about why we're doing all this. Or if we need hearts.
I'm not sure. I just wish I knew what I was doing here. I started having the strangest dreams.
Like nightmares?
I can never remember what they're about. I just wake up scared.
Xigbar said you and me were pretty special. Exceptional, he said.
Special? Isn't that just another way of saying that I'm a mistake?
You're not a mistake.
Well, you and I may both be exceptional, Roxas, but I don't think we're quite the same.
Xion.
Hey, Roxas.
Axel.
Xion couldn't make it again today?
Actually, you just missed her.
So again, Xion feeling scared. So Riku looked underneath the hood there, and he saw something that shocked him, and helped him decide not to finish her off at that time. We do eventually see, or have an idea of what Riku sees, so I won't reveal it, but there's hints in the conversation that help give clues to what was going on there, but it's one of those things that maybe get it figured out already, but if not, it does get revealed later. This one. All right. Roxas reflected on how Xion was acting differently. Axel asked Roxas what was wrong. According to Axel, girls are complicated, and there are buttons to avoid pressing. Roxas worried that he pressed the wrong buttons with Xion, but Axel assured him that Xion was fine. I mean, you don't know that many. Disjointed days. Roxas and Demick saw Phil putting Hercules through rigorous training. Phil stated that the higher his expectations, the tougher the training. Roxas wondered if the organization had been giving him tough missions because they had high expectations of him. Roxas, however, did not understand the meaning of expectations very well to begin with. Ever since parting awkwardly with Shion, Roxas ate his ice cream alone after missions. Is there a last one? Yes, this is the last one. For this time. Let's see. Before returning to the castle, Roxas saw Beast, wounded from protecting what he cares for, with Belle there to care for him. Love had grown between the two. Zaladin declared the power of love to be worthless. Roxas asked what that power was, but Zaladin said that explaining the concept to a nobody with no heart would be pointless, and departed. Left alone, Roxas contemplated what love might be. I want to know what love is. At their usual spot, Roxas asked Axel what love is, and he got no answers. So one of the things I do love about the up on the top time of the tower here is that Shion and Roxas love to ask Axel incredibly awkward questions that Axel, as the older member of the group, is then forced to answer. Perhaps contemplating Kingdom Hearts and gaining a heart would offer some answers. Roxas watched the sunset with these thoughts on his mind. Alright, so we're gonna stop here, because tapping down is a spoiler! Let me see, how far along did we get? A good half an hour, okay, excellent. Alright, so next time will be gameplay again, and when that will be, I could not say exactly, but definitely sooner than, most of a month. Do apologize for the wait. Yeah, I think that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.